Hey comic lovers, EMoney, the old man, and Thor the Dog of Thunder back with you again. And you can see Thor's about to zero in on me because he knows I have the treats, right? All right, here we go, Thor. 1, 2, 3. All right. Good boy.
One of those days you're going to miss, and he's going to be mad at you.
Thor, you gonna be mad?
And he's not getting any smaller.
Nope. All right, so we're out here in the garage with our final garage sale of the season.
Last one.
About to pack it up. So if you had wanted to buy something from us, sorry, you missed out.
Oops.
See you in the spring.
Yep.
So, since the 1960s, there have been several actors to play the part of the Joker, the clown prince of crime. There's been, started with Cesar Romero in the Batman TV series, and most recently, we had Joaquin Phoenix in the Joker solo film. So, a lot of actors to play the part, and we're going to take a look at all of them and see how they measure up.
You know what's going to happen, don't you? We're going to make some people upset.
Yep. So some people aren't going to be happy with our ratings. All right, so put your white makeup on and get your hair dyed green, kids. This is Back Issues. All right, comic lovers, so before we get into it today, don't forget to hit the subscribe button, turn on your notifications, give us a like, and leave us a comment. Let us know that you like what we're doing here. We really want to, grow our channel, but before we do that, we need subscribers. And, we need to know people are watching, too. All right, so let's jump into it today, how the on-screen Jokers rank up. So, before we get into the official beginning of the list, I want to give a shout out to the first unofficial Joker, the man who actually inspired the character, a silent film star by the name of Conrad Veidt, I believe, who starred in the 1928 silent film The Man Who Laughs. Now, if you look at the early versions of the Joker in the comic books, you can definitely see the similarities between Veidt's performance and the drawings. Now, speculation on who created the Joker are kind of sketchy. Some accounts say it was Bob Kane and Bill Finger. Other accounts say it was Bill Finger and Jerry Robinson. I'd like to point out that the constant in most accounts is Bill Finger.
The finger.
Mm-hmm. Now, for more on that and for Bill Finger and Bob Kane, see our episode 7. All right, so into number 1. And this was the first on-screen Joker was in 1966. The actor Cesar Romero, who appeared on the Batman TV show. He appeared in 22 episodes, as well as the Batman movie. Now, a lot of cool stuff about Cesar Romero. He great actor. He not first appeared, but one of the things I noticed him in was the Zorro series. He played De La Vega's uncle.
I remember that.
Mm-hmm. But he's a great actor, and he was the oldest actor ever to play the Joker, in still today, 59 years old. And
young man.
Yep. And he was the only live-action Joker, excluding Cameron Monaghan, who was never actually called the Joker. More on him later. Who had never won or was nominated for an Academy Award.
Well, I'll be honest. I think he did a great job with the part. He looked the part. Kudos to the makeup and costume people on that show. But he was on ABC's Batman with Adam West. Mm-hmm. A horrible, horrible, horrible show. When did Batman become such a comedy figure? Was never intended to be funny. He was supposed to be dark and foreboding. So, in my opinion, those 22 episodes that Cesar Romero was on were the best of the series. Mm-hmm.
And I also point out that he loved playing the role. I mean,
you can tell.
Yep. He was in makeup every time he did it for 45 minutes to an hour. Not much to it. And he had a lot of fun. He said that when he was auditioning for the part, and he was like reading the script, and he found a lot of the scenes like so absurd, he started breaking out into a laugh while reading the script.
Absurd is right.
And one of the producers was like, "That's your laugh. That right there. That's your Joker laugh."
I just wish we could have seen him in a more serious
Yeah,
version.
I mean, I would argue that if Batman and Robin had been serious, the villains could have remained more or less the same, and it would have been a decent show.
Joker don't need to be comic relief.
Okay, that seems like an oxymoron. But, you know, Joker, Riddler, Catwoman, I mean, yeah, I wasn't crazy about all the purring sounds that Catwoman made.
You didn't watch Catwoman because of the role she was playing. You watched Catwoman because she was hot.
Okay. But, you know, if Batman were, you know, more dark and serious and Robin would cut it out with the damn holy jokes all the time, it would have been a much better show.
Yeah, Bruce Lee about knocked those holy jokes out of it.
Mm-hmm. And an interesting tidbit about Cesar Romero, he refused to shave his mustache for the role.
I can understand that.
Yeah, so if you see the close-ups of him playing the Joker, you can definitely see the paint on over the mustache in those scenes. So, you know, there's Cesar Romero in a nutshell.
So, the next guy.
Yep, and we had to fast forward a few decades here. This is the biggest gap between Jokers that we have on this list. The next one came all the way in 1989 in the Tim Burton Batman film, played by Jack Nicholson. A lot of cool stuff about, you know, this movie. It was the first, you know, big budget Batman film, and, you know, this was at a time when, you know, superhero films weren't a dime a dozen, you know, releasing, you know, 3, 4 or more of them a year.
Batman turned all that around. The Batman movie was hot.
Yep.
It was one of the first times that I went to see the movie and didn't get to go see the showing that I planned on seeing because you couldn't get in.
Right.
I had to wait till the next showing.
Mm-hmm.
Never seen that happen before.
Yep. So, interesting, Bob Kane himself actually recommended him for the role.
Good for
But,
Bob.
but he didn't accept the role right away when it was offered to him. So, you know, he beat out several actors for the part. He beat out Willem Dafoe, Robin Williams, and several others. But when he was offered the part, he wasn't so quick to sign the paperwork.
So he hemmed and hawed a little bit.
Yep. So the studio was afraid that they were going to lose their Joker and, you know, production would be delayed. So they reached out to Robin Williams. Now, Robin Williams, he jumped at it.
Yeah,
he
but
was ready to play.
As soon as he jumped at it, Jack said, "Give me the paperwork.
Yeah,
Where's my pen?"
He signed it right away.
Yeah, he was on top of that.
Mm-hmm. So Nicholson says, you know, despite his hesitation initially, he says that this was one of his favorite roles of his career.
How could you not have fun with
Right.
it?
I mean, it's something about playing the villain. The villain is always so much more fun to play. His performance is number 45 on AFI's top 100 heroes and villains list. So,
I mean, if you want to get nitpicky, even though he had the right look, the costume, once again, just like in Cesar Romero's version, costume was dead on. The makeup was great. Jack was a little heavy to play the Joker,
Yeah.
but, you know, you got a performer like that playing a part, you know, that's okay, Jack, that's okay.
Yep.
But his laugh could have been a little bit creepier. Other than that, good job.
Yeah, I always considered him the gangster Joker. You know, the scene where him and his goons are playing the Prince song and they're, you know, marching through the art gallery and destroying everything. Like that's very Joker. I like that.
I agree with you on that's very Joker-ese, but I can't really call that very gangster. A gangster's not going to destroy stuff; he's going to steal it.
True.
But I see your point.
Yep. Now we fast forward just a little bit here for 3 years, and we come to our only voice Joker on this list. Now, there are easily 3 times as many voice actors who have played the part of the Joker than there are live-action ones. And now, some of them have included Alan Tudyk, Troy Baker, Zach Galifianakis, Michael Emerson, and even Brent Spiner. But Mark Hamill towers above them all in regards to voice work. So we're just going to be talking about him today. So Mark Hamill first voiced the Joker in 1992 for Batman the Animated Series. But he has done the voice of the Joker for countless TV shows, movies, and video games. He has done more projects as the Joker than any other actor out there. Now, interesting, despite how iconic Mark Hamill's Joker is, he didn't get the part at first. The part was first given to Tim Curry. He actually recorded 4 episodes for the show. But someone up top decided that Tim Curry's voice was too scary for kids. And he was replaced with Mark Hamill. I can't tell you how much I would love to watch one of those episodes with Tim Curry's Joker in it.
That would be amazing.
Yeah.
If his voice was so scary that they didn't want to air it, I want to hear that.
Yeah. I mean, if it actually exists, that would be like the holy grail for geek memorabilia.
Yeah. If any of you Uber geeks out there have got some copy of that, EMoney, I would love to get hooked up
some
with that.
crew guy, PA, snuck it out one day when he was supposed to throw it in the furnace or whatever.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hook us up if you got it.
But back to Mark Hamill. He says his inspiration for his Joker was in a mix between Jerry Lewis and Hannibal Lecter, which is sort of a fun combination. His iconic Joker laugh, though, came from his performance as Mozart while he was performing on Broadway in Amadeus. He came in to read for the part, and he had just come off Broadway, so he had this arsenal of giggles and laughs that he had been using for Mozart, and he thought he wasn't going to get the part. So, he just, let it rip in the recording session.
Let it all hang out. Good.
And when asked how he got the part in the first place, they said it was his maniacal laugh that sealed the deal for him.
Yeah. Well, you know how I feel about voice actors. I think they're great. That is a difficult skill to master. And when it comes to voice actors playing the Joker, you're right. Hamill owns it. In fact, if you come to just the voice of any of these people on our list, Hamill's it.
Yep.
But my opinion only, you don't have to agree. In fact, you probably won't. But Hamill has not stepped in front of a camera in full makeup and played the Joker yet. So I can't get as serious as EMoney does about Hamill as the Joker. Mark, if you're out there, oh yeah, when it comes to voice, you're it. I want to see you play the role completely.
I mean, I would argue, you watch his performance as the Trickster in The Flash, and that's it.
Still not the Joker.
Okay. All right, so there's Mark Hamill. So fast forward a little bit, and we come to Christopher Nolan's Batman Begins sequel, The Dark Knight, in 2008 with Heath Ledger. Now, Heath Ledger, I mean, there is obviously a bit of a shadow over his performance.
Huge shadow.
Yeah. Now, he was posthumously won the Academy Award for Best Supporting Actor for the role. First time any actor ever won the Oscar for playing the Joker. He said that playing the Joker was the best role he ever did shortly before his death in an interview. And he was Christopher Nolan's first and only pick for the role. Now, some would say, like, the two guys sitting here, that it wasn't really the Joker.
I would say
movie.
that.
Yeah.
I don't care how mad they get. That was not the Joker. That was not my Joker. My Joker doesn't talk with that, do all the smacking and nastiness. My Joker is dapper. He looks like these pictures we've got out here.
Now you got, this Joker, you got the cane and he's, upright, and
look
he's
at
got
his
the
clothing.
He's got the tassels behind him.
And even if you look at the Nicholson bust here, he's not looking like he's going to drool on you.
I mean, you watch some of the posters for The Dark Knight, and it's like he's a zombie.
The Joker don't walk like that. He doesn't move like that. And another thing that's going to piss people off, but I'm going to be honest. Nobody knows how much attention Ledger would have gotten if he'd have lived to do other roles. I mean, did he win the Oscar because he died? If you say that, he'd have won anyway, you don't know that. Nobody knows that. And to me, that's the shadow.
Yep.
I mean, did he deserve it? Once again, yes, it was a great part, and if you had named that character anything beside the Joker, great villain. But I'm sorry.
Yeah, I say the same. I say the same thing with Tom Cruise's Jack Reacher movies.
Oh no, he's not Jack Reacher.
Right. I mean, if it had been like an action film with a character I had never heard of before, I would say that was a pretty entertaining movie.
Good job.
Yeah, but it wasn't. It was Jack Reacher and Tom Cruise. He's shorter than I am, and he should never have been a...
Jack Reacher is written to have hands the size of a football.
Yeah.
Not the size of a tennis ball.
Mm-hmm.
Come on.
All right, but enough of that.
Yeah, we digress.
Yeah. So, that's Heath Ledger. Now we come to 2016 with the DCEU's Suicide Squad film with actor Jared Leto. Now, Jared Leto, right from the start, I think he got kind of a raw deal with this part. Because, for starters, it was Suicide Squad. It wasn't Batman. And he wasn't part of the main cast, or he wasn't part of the squad. And unfortunately, or perhaps fortunately, depending on who you ask, most of his scenes were cut in the final theatrical version of the film.
Well, in the theatrical version, he never has a scene with Batman.
Right.
Did he in the extra scenes?
No.
No, still didn't have a scene with Batman.
Yeah, I mean, and that's another thing. He is the only actor to play the Joker who never shares a scene with Batman or Bruce Wayne. Because, I mean, there's a scene in the beginning where Batman is chasing after Joker and Harley, but you never really see the two of them actually interact. They're not eye to eye. They're never in the shot together. I mean, I wouldn't be surprised if Ben Affleck and Jared Leto had never met each other until the premiere or something.
Wouldn't have been any need to meet each other when they were filming.
Right. So, he never shares a scene with Batman, and most of his scenes are cut, and, the scenes that are in there, when I first saw the images of his Joker, and he's got all the tattoos and the grill, I'm like, what is this? What is going on here?
Also, the character Leto played, which is the way it was written for him, he's more like the Penguin was in
No Man's Land.
In No Man's Land, where he's a gangster. He's in charge of all the goings and comings of all the crime, all the black market, all that kind of stuff. Jared Leto's Joker in this movie is a gangster, not a psychopathic mass murderer. But not my idea of the Joker.
And his laugh just hits the ear wrong for the Joker. It's just that doesn't sound like the Joker. That just sounds like a regular crazy person. So there's Jared Leto. So now we go to 2019 for the Joker's first ever solo film with Joaquin Phoenix. Now, Joaquin Phoenix had a lot going for him in this film because obviously it was pretty well received. He is the second actor to win the Academy Award for the Joker, this time for Best Actor. So it was a good feather in his cap there. This one is, kind of a cautionary tale, a slow descent into madness, where you see, how he becomes I wouldn't call him a criminal mastermind by the end of the film, but I guess he'll get there eventually. But he doesn't really
didn't really click for me.
Right. I mean, he doesn't really have a goal other than, creating chaos. He doesn't have, any designs on a gang or, getting Batman, because there is no Batman.
He is definitely the psychopathic mass murderer.
Yes, absolutely.
But when you take the Batman out of his origin, you totally redefined the character, which I assume was the writer's intention. And that's fine, but I need for Batman to be involved in the Joker's origin. Mm-hmm. I need for one to have created the other, and the other to created the first guy. I mean, it's the yin and yang of good and evil.
Yep.
And without Batman, you just don't have the Joker. Now,
no.
His performance, he definitely deserved the Academy Award. That was one hell of a performance. Mm-hmm. Kudos to Phoenix for the job he did. Actually.
Well, one problem I had with the performance was, you only get like 20 minutes of the actual Joker. Like when he
True.
steps out of that apartment for the last time and he does that, the famous dance on the steps.
And that dance deserves to be famous.
Yeah, that's, now he's the Joker. Now you see it. He's, fully given in to the madness, I guess.
Mm-hmm.
So, there's Joaquin Phoenix for his part in the Joker.
Now you're going to take us back to TV?
Yes, I accidentally skipped one earlier, so need to get back to that. Some people might think, including this guy in the countdown, is not deserved because he is never actually called the Joker. But I think he deserves to be in here.
He's the Joker. It doesn't matter what you call him. He's the Joker.
Yeah, Cameron Monaghan, who played the roles of Jerome Valeska and Jeremiah Valeska
His twin brother.
In the Gotham TV series. Now, a lot of fun stuff about this one was Cameron says that his performance is inspired by Mark Hamill's Joker. And, Mark Hamill actually praised his performance after he saw it and, tweeted about it on Twitter. Another thing was he never actually auditioned for the part. The producer had actually worked with him on a previous project, and he just contacted him and offered him up the part.
Good job by the producer.
Without, I don't know if he did any, Joker-esque roles first, but I guess the producer saw something in him.
I saw something in him.
Yep. So, this one is a little complicated since he played two roles. But I'll say this, when I first see him in the part, when we first meet him, his mother has just been killed, and, we don't know who's done it yet. And at the end of the episode, we see the facade fall away, and the mask slips off. And he's no longer the scared little boy.
I think that's when I said out loud, "There's your Joker."
Yeah, and like that grin that comes across his face, and I'm like, that's Joker. Like, oh my God, that's Joker right there.
Absolutely.
And the first time we see that, it just gives me chills. But he goes on. He plays Jerome Valeska in several episodes, and then spoiler alert. Jerome dies, and we see his brother, Jeremiah Valeska. He gets hit with the venom. They don't call it Joker venom yet. A final gift from Jerome, and he is driven mad by it. But he's not the same guy that Jerome is.
No, he's disappointing. I mean, to be honest, the second guy, Jeremiah, the look, the dress, the costume, dead on, dapper, perfect. But his actions, his voice, he's a marshmallow.
Yeah.
He's not the psychotic clown prince that we know is the Joker. I mean, the original guy, Jerome, he's scary.
Yeah.
I don't want to be in the same room with that cat. I mean, so if they had put Jerome and Jeremiah's costume and let Jerome do Jerome's thing, it would have been 100% perfect, except, once again, same as with Joaquin Phoenix, you need Batman in the origin.
Yeah. And I would say that, I would argue that Jeremiah, the transformation is not complete, even though he gets hit with the venom. Because you see in the later seasons, I think it was the end of the second to last, or maybe the last, where he has the confrontation with Bruce, or maybe it was Gordon, at Ace Chemicals, and he falls into the vat of acid. He goes into a coma. He wakes up in the series finale, and that's when you see the confrontation where he sees Batman for the first time, and I think the transformation is complete now. Now he's the Joker, and we see a lot more of how he did it when he was Jerome. Yeah. But, it was
too little,
too late. So his best stuff was Jerome, I would say.
By far.
Yeah. All right, so there is Cameron Monaghan. So now we've gone through them all. So now let's see how they rank up.
Well, before we do that, I want to throw one honorable mention out there.
Okay.
There was a fan film that was done that I saw years ago and extremely impressed with it. Batman looks like he's wearing a costume that Alex Ross drew. The Joker is only on screen for about 1:20, and the eyebrow makeup is too much, but he's played by Andrew Koenig, who is the son of Star Trek's Walter Koenig. You might know him as Boner from the 1990s sitcom Growing Pains. But if you listen to the voice and you look at the way he acts, he's in a straitjacket, so you don't get to see him dressed properly. But if he could have put on a full performance as the Joker, I don't know that I'd sleep at night, because that was one creepy son of a buck. But it was only on screen for a short amount of time, and it was a short, not a TV show.
Not official.
Or a feature. It's not official, but had to throw it out there, and you'll put a link to that.
Yes, yeah.
Check it out.
Watch Batman Dead End.
Check it out.
Yeah. All right, so we have 7 actors here, so let's see how they measure up. Do you want to... All right.
I got you this time.
Okay. No.
No! I won. The old man finally beats EMoney. Yes. Yes.
Just let's go.
I go first.
All right.
All right, number 7 on my list. I'm sorry, Mr. Leto. You are a wonderful actor, but you didn't get the chance to play the Joker. So you're last on my list.
Now, I hear they're going to do more with him in the DCEU. And there's even something in post-production when I looked on IMDb.
Well, they need to change how they treat him.
Yeah. So...
you're number 7.
Yeah, my number 7. Also have to give it to Jared Leto. I didn't like your Joker in the first place. I don't see a lot of you to change my mind, and you don't interact with Batman. So I can't rank you any higher. So number 7.
Number 6. I already told you how I feel about it. Heath Ledger's performance was great. He just wasn't playing my Joker.
How dare you? Is what people are going to say.
Say it.
All right, so actually my number 6 is also Heath Ledger.
How dare you?
Because he wasn't the Joker. I'm sorry. You know, he was dirty and greasy, and I'm pretty sure he was addicted to cocaine or something, and he was just nasty.
Yeah.
So have to put him at number 6 here, despite his amazing performance.
My number 5, your boy Mark Hamill. Sorry, and the only reason he's so far down the list is because he's only played half of the Joker. He's only played his voice. Sorry.
All right, so my number 5, and now that we're down to, we've eliminated those first 2, it's really hard to rank them because they're all pretty solid after this. My number 5 is Jack Nicholson, and I can't really say anything bad about him. He did a solid performance. He was the first Joker for a lot of generations, and yeah, I mean he was a great villain for Michael Keaton's Batman. So number 5.
My number 4. Here's Johnny. Sorry, but at any rate, Jack's a great actor. One of my all-time favorite performers. Number 4 is respectable. So there you go.
Well, I have to give number 4 to Cesar Romero because, I mean, for one, we see a lot more of him, and he's also probably one of the most accurate Jokers of his time. He did it pretty true to what the comic books were like in his time, and he had the laugh down. He almost had the look down if he had just shaved that damn mustache. And the only reason he's not higher is because the atmosphere around him kind of sucked in the TV show.
Which is why I have him at number 3. Mr. Romero, man, if you'd been on a good show.
All right, so that brings me to my number 2, and I wasn't sure.
Your number 3.
My number 3. Okay, sorry, I skipped another one. I don't know why I did that. Number 3, I am giving it to Joaquin Phoenix. Now, the reason he's number 3 and not number 1, like he might be on a lot of people's lists, is For one, we don't see a lot of him actually as the Joker. Like I said, it was a slow burn, slow descent into madness. So he's not actually the Joker until the last 20 minutes of the film, and also a lot of the development for the Joker hasn't happened yet. He's not a criminal mastermind. He doesn't have the Joker Venom, or obviously he doesn't have Harley Quinn yet. So we don't see a lot of that, and also we don't see him with Batman. So it kind of takes away from it. So having said all that, still number 3, I'd say that's still pretty damn good.
Well, that's why I put him at number 2. My number 2 is Joaquin Phoenix. Have they said anything about another movie?
There's rumor there's going to be a Joker 2, but it's still speculation right now, or in the planning stages.
Well, let me have something to do with writing that one, because we're going to have some Batman in that one. But excellent job. Deserved the Academy Award. Props.
Yep. All right, so my number 2, and I am going to have to give it to Mark Hamill, because he's the Joker. I mean, he is the Joker of my childhood, starting in '92, and he's done it almost pretty much up till the present. And, his Joker has endured in so many different mediums, which is why I have to give him the number 2 spot, despite being a voice actor. So, there you go.
All right, my number 1 is your boy Monaghan from Gotham. Such a well-written and well-performed Joker. I don't care if you call him the Joker or you call him Pete. I don't care. That's the Joker, and he did a hell of a job.
Obviously, my number 1, also Monaghan, because a lot of people might argue that he never called him the Joker, so he can't be on that list. Screw that. And the fact that he took inspiration from Mark Hamill's Joker and did it in live action, I'd say that makes him the best of both worlds.
Well, you realize our 2 lists are identical except for Mark Hamill.
And we did not plan that. So, the only thing that takes point away, and obviously not enough points to not give him the number 1 spot, is, having Jeremiah be, such a departure from Jerome. But still, his time as Jerome pretty much takes him to the number 1 spot. And I hope that somewhere down the road, not too far down the road, that someone decides, hey, we need to get that guy in a movie and him actually playing the Joker in something. So there you have it. So what do you guys think? How do your versions of the Joker match up to ours? Do you think Heath Ledger or Joaquin Phoenix deserve to be higher up on the list? Do you think we missed somebody? Is there a obscure Joker or a voice actor on out there who deserves to be on the list ahead of Mark Hamill? Let us know in the comments, guys. All right, so let's head upstairs, because I'll bet you Thor's hungry.
You go first.
All right. All right, comic lovers, so it's that part of the show where we play our favorite segment, Stump the Old Man.
Whose favorite? They never act like it's their favorite.
One of my favorites. We get a lot of comments
That's
on
what
them.
I thought.
So. All right, so best 2 out of 3. Are you ready?
Sure, why not?
Impartial Judge Ray.
Smart ass.
All right, first question. Name 3 superhero TV pilots that were produced and maybe even aired, but were not picked up for a full series.
Well, I know that the guy who played the Green Arrow in Smallville filmed a pilot for Aquaman.
Green Arrow was Aquaman first, so
it wasn't too bad. And then the girl who was in Friday Night Lights, and then was Bobby on Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D., did a Wonder Woman pilot, and that also, that one needed some work.
yeah.
But she's cute, so what the heck. I want to say Justice League, but I'm afraid it was a fan film. Was that a pilot?
It was a pilot, so
It was
that
a terrible pilot.
it was awful.
Oh, it was terrible.
You had a fat Martian Manhunter,
And an overweight Adam.
and Ice of all people was the main character of the show. You were following her as she joins up with the Justice League.
And they didn't have a dog.
Yeah.
Ha.
So those three were either unaired or not picked up TV pilots.
Are just so bad they shouldn't have been made.
Right. Others included Super Pup.
No, that shouldn't have been made.
Yeah. It was a Superman show that took place in a world of animals, and it was little people in masks, looking like dogs, and it was pretty nightmarish. Yeah.
What? Don't give me no tood.
There was also Power Pack, and the 1996 TV pilot Generation X.
Yeah, that one. There's some potential there.
Mm-hmm.
Only if you put some money into it.
Yep. All right, so question number 2, on to our animal-related question this week. Name the pet chimp of everyone's favorite superheroes, the Wonder Twins.
Whose favorite superheroes?
Everybody, right? Everybody loves Wonder Twins.
I'm sorry. I'm going to take great pride in letting you know that I have no idea. I rarely watch that show.
All right, so this is that one. The chimp from the Wonder Twins and Super Friends show was Gleek, the blue chimp.
Isn't that something you do when you spit on somebody? Gleek?
You must have different lingo than I did as a kid.
I'm sure I do.
It's all right. It's all right. All right. So on to our third question. So one for 2. It's all right, boy. All right.
Hey, just because I missed a question doesn't mean you got to get mad at me.
Hey. Shh.
Well, what happened now is Thor just got a glimpse of Loki.
Yeah.
And he wasn't happy about it.
It's all right, boy. It's all right. You're good. You're all good. All right. Name 3 non-human Green Lanterns.
Okay, Sinestro wasn't human, was he?
Sinestro was not human.
He was humanoid, but he was not a human.
Right.
Oh, the guy who gave the ring to Hal Jordan, I've been served. He was not human. Oh, I'm a roll. You had Tomar Reed, the bird kind of looking guy, orange kind of guy, and you had Kilowog, the trainer.
Okay, so that's 4, more than enough. I mean, you could do go on for days of all the different Green Lanterns.
But I don't know the names of the rest of them.
But some of the others include Arissa and the Planet Green Lantern Mogo. So
that's getting too bizarre.
all right, so 2 out of 3. So old man wins this round. All right, comic lovers, so that about does it for this episode. But before we go, let's talk a little bit about what we're going to be doing next week. You ready, Thor? All right, so as most of you probably know, we talked about it on the show before. The old man here used to manage a comic book shop back in the 90s.
Did. Guilty.
Yep. And that comes with a couple of stories that... Yeah, from working in the comic book shop and managing, dealing with customers and all that good stuff.
Craziness.
Yep. So next week we're going to be delving into that. It's going to be called Tales from a Comic Shop Manager.
Sounds like a good title.
Yep. And we're going to be hearing the old man's stories about what it was like back in the 90s, managing the craziness that comes with working in a comic shop.
All right.
All right, so we'll see you kids next week. Excelsior.
True believers, see you next time.